1. What is going on, Thumbthumbs? This is Thumbbrother 2, and you guys, I am your coach for the Salt Lake City Swamperts, baby. We are back for LDL Season 7. Holy cow, 7 seasons in. Holy cow, you guys. This video is coming up right after the draft stream just went down. So, hopefully, this comes up, perfect timing. You guys get to watch this as I break down my team, the reasons why I drafted the mons we did, and I'm just so excited, you guys. This is honestly the most work LDL or TLTPG has put into LDL, the Lonely Draft League, in such a long time. It was an honest collective work, and so huge shout out to Jesse, the runner of LDL, literally taking it by the reins and going above and beyond anything and everything I could have ever hoped for LDL. Shout out to Matt, Squid, Prez, Alejandro, Mark, like seriously, all you guys that are admins for LDL. Thank you guys so much for making this literally the best season that we could ever have. But let's go ahead and jump into the draft. 16 teams this season. 16 teams this season, you guys, and it's very, very crazy to say that because I wasn't sure how the draft was gonna go, how it was gonna work, if we were gonna be sniped at all. And going into it, we were sitting second seed out of 16, which is a very interesting spot to be in, because I've never actually been in that spot before for a draft. I've usually been right dead in the middle, if not right around the middle, so I didn't have to wait too long for my picks. But here we are at second pick, so what that means is, with the way our draft works, is it would go 1, 2, which is my pick, then 3 through 16, and because it's snake style, it would go 16 back to 2, and then 1. So I had to wait a very, very, very long time, like something like almost over 30 picks before it got back to us. And in that time, a lot can happen in 30 picks. A lot can happen in 30 picks. And so I had to make sure that I planned my draft accordingly, making sure I was grabbing mons that I knew I was able to get, I could possibly get, or something that I knew that was going to fit the team really well. And all in all, we have a very, very powerful team this season. I think this is the best draft that could have ever happened to us. But I originally wanted to go in with a plan. I had a plan of 3 mons that I felt really worked well together. One of them I honestly thought I could sleep on through the whole entire draft, but we will get to that in just 1 second. But all in all, it's like I had to look at everything and be like, what is something that I can just have on my team that scares people each and every week from either Tier 1 or my Mega? And this one mon popped up, and it's a mon I've always wanted to draft. It's something I've been really hesitant to draft just because of the usage of it. But for round 1, you guys, I decided to go ahead and draft Mega Charizard X. Mega Charizard X is going to be our first pick up for the draft in our Mega this season. I cannot wait to use her. That's right, her, Azula, the Mega Charizard X. Now, these sprites are shiny. Some of them during the season will be shiny. Some of them won't be. Azula won't be. She'll be her perfect black. She'll be her regular black, non-shiny form. But Azula, the Mega Charizard X, you guys, this is such a powerful, powerful Pokemon. Being able to set up Dragon Dances, being able to fire off Flare Blitz, Earthquakes, Dragon Claws, Thunder Punches. Like, seriously, this thing has a very, very wide moveset. Being able to Dragon Dance on a lot of different things gives us a lot of pressure to put on for a first pick. We can also build bulky sets with Roost and such. And what's really interesting about this pick, which is why I was so hesitant to draft it so many times before, is the fact that prior to Mega Evolution, we are 4 times weak to Rock. All in all, very, very tricky to work around. However, I feel like I have the right team to work around that. I have good defoggers, I have good rapid spinners as we go on. And so, here's my first pick. I have to wait 30 picks. The 3 mons I really wanted to get a hold of were Mega Charizard X, Alolan Ninetales, and Starmie. I've really wanted to try and get Offensive Water this season. And here I'm thinking, in the past 6 seasons, I only think Starmie's honestly been drafted 1 time. If at all. So I seriously thought that I could have waited until the end of the draft to pick this up from Tier 1. Lo and behold, DJ ended up sniping us with Starmie. And You know, it hurt. It hurt. I thought I had a really good core working there, being able to have a quick rapid spinner and a very, very powerful water type like that. So it was very, very unfortunate that, you know, that Starmie was taking. However, that doesn't mean that we weren't able to pick up what we needed to. So after 30 picks, it's back to me, and I go ahead and I pick up the Alolan Ninetales. The fact that it lasted this long was very, very shocking. A lot of fairy types like the Tapus were going at that time. I could have sworn this thing wasn't going to get back to us, but I had to go for the risk, and we have Emma Frost, the Alolan Ninetales, on our team, and I couldn't be more happier. It's a Mon over base 100 speed, which is really, really nice, because Charizard's sitting right at base 100. Not the fastest thing in the world, has that 4 times weakness to Steel types, but at the same time, we get access to Aurora Veil, and that is seriously the whole reason why I wanted this thing. Aurora Veil, paired up with set-up sweepers, honestly does the work. Being Aurora Veil boosts the physical and special defense all at once is such a godsend. Like, seriously, not to mention, with the Hail Up, we can fire off Blizzards, we can choice Specs this thing, we can choice Scarf this thing, we can run this thing Nasty Plot Life Orb. There's so much fun that we can have done with this. We can do with this Alolan Ninetales, but for sure, the one thing I really want to prioritize this season is being able to get up Veil, number 1, and number 2, allowing my Mons to set up freely. That's really what this whole thought process was behind in my head, and so, heading on into the next round, I only had to wait 2 picks. I only had to wait for the wheel pick. So, I think the wheel pick, who was the wheel pick here? The person after me that got the wheel pick was... who started the draft? Was it Trig? I want to say it was Trig. Yeah, it was Trig. So I had to wait for Trig's 2 choices, then it bumped back to me. And a lot of the offensive water types that I usually see are in lower tiers, like tier 3, tier 4, and maybe some in tier 2 as well. So as far as tier 1, the only other like really offensive mons were Azumarill. Well, I already got a fairy type, don't want that. Manaphy, I've had that before. I wanted to try something different. And then I saw this mon. It's not a water type, but it helped round off my my Dragon Fairy Steel Core, and it's a mon I've used wonderfully in the past, and a mon that actually was very, very powerful. The fact I got it at the beginning of round 3 and no one took it at this point was shocking. Just because it was one of the top kill leaders of the league last season. So we are bringing back Ferrari, our Scizor. So 3 female mons right off the back there. We're running with the girls this season. It's the girl season. It's the female season. But no, Scizor, such a powerful mon. Like I said, very, very wonderful to add to the team. Resists the Steel type moves that Alolan Ninetales doesn't like. And on top of that, being Bug type, it takes neutral hits from ground types. Gives us a defogger as well instantly right off the bat. A good priority user in Bullet Punch, being able to U-turn, being access to Technician as well. And on top of that, like I said before, with the Aurora Veil, this thing gets access to Swords Dance. So if we want to, we can go ahead and Swords Dance freely once the Aurora Veil comes up. And Ferrari will not be shiny. She'll be her regular red form because everyone loves a red Ferrari. And it's seriously so cool that the fact that my first 3 mons are such a powerful set together that I honestly do see myself bringing these mons every single week. Just because they do put in work and they can do very, very different things, especially Scizor. But yeah, like I said, such a powerful Fairy Dragon Steel Core. I usually go for him right off the bat. I didn't think I would get Scizor. Honestly, Scizor was not in my radar at all, but as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have it. My initial plan was to get Galvantula to pair up Sticky Webs with Veil, but realizing that Scizor was there, I couldn't. There was no way I could not draft it. But now after I chose Scizor, another 30 mons come and go, and at this point I really didn't have a plan as to what I wanted as far as the rest of my team. I really didn't. And so 30 mons come and go. There's still a lot of offensive water types like Feraligatr, Gyarados, Crawdon. There was a lot of potential I could have gotten as far as an offensive water type. However, at the same time, I also realized that a lot of electric types were being taken as well, and as far as electric types go, there's very, very few that I would really want to add to my team at this point. And so I kind of took the best of both worlds of wanting some offensive, wanting that electric type, and then also at the same time I add another defogger and I could actually get some bulk to it as well if I really wanted to. So I went for the middle ground play and I picked up Rotom Wash, and I don't even know how you call that Rotom Wash a middle play, because Rotom Wash Scrub-a-Dub, who will be shiny, is looking very, very clean for this team. It gives me a Levitate user, which really helps with my Charizard for Earthquake and stuff after it has Mega Evolved. Like I said, Defog, Volt Switching potential. Will-O-Wisp is also really clutch. Defog for those rocks as well, and really only one big weakness in grass types, and Scizor completely eats those up all day, as well as Mega Charizard X. So the fact that I was able to pair this up is really, really nice. I know Steven Prez, coach of the Russellville Rockets, had this combo last year with Rotom Wash and Mega Charizard X, and it was a powerful pair. It was such a powerful pair to break through, and Rotom Wash is literally the best Rotom for a reason. I had to dip into my free points, unfortunately, for this pick. We had 400 points total. I think I used 50 of them. Let me see. I think I used 50 of my points to pick up Mega Charizard X, because, let's see. Where is the tier list? Here's the tier list. Yeah, so, oh no, to draft tier 1 Mega, so top Megas, like our Charizard X, was 40 points. And then Rotom Wash was located in tier 2, so I lost 120 points. So there I already used 140 out of my 400 points, but nonetheless, I think it was really worth it. Rotom Wash Scrub-a-Dub is a mon I love so much, and I know that we were going to be able to use it efficiently. As you guys will see as the draft goes on, I have a very powerful way to use it collectively. And so, waiting off a trig, I realized I wanted another bulky mon. I wanted a mon that I could honestly abuse with the Veil. I wanted a mon that literally is me. Literally is me in every sense of the word. But it's going to be a female, of course, because I honestly had this female theme up until Rotom Wash. And so for round 5, you guys, I ended up picking up Snorlax. Big Mama is here. Big Mama the Snorlax, you guys. Oh, I'm so happy that I got this thing. Just being able to abuse the pinch berries with Gluttony Recycle is so powerful. Seriously, this thing is one of the top mons in VGC right now for a reason. This thing won Worlds for a reason. This thing is bulk incarnate. This thing is fat incarnate. Gluttony, thick fat. 2 wonderful abilities. Being able to curse up, body slam, Earthquake, high horsepower if you really want to be that guy. Like so many different sets that could happen. We could even run it special if we want to, but Snorlax is such a fat mon, such a fat mon. And if anything wants to really try and go for a fighting type moves, well, we have Scizor there. Scizor can eat up fighting moves all day. What are you talking about? Rotom Wash can be made bulky to take you on. You got nothing on Big Mama. Big Mama is here, and she is coming to take away your dinner because you're being childish. But no, it's looking really powerful, you guys. Moving on, of course, another 30 mons come and go, coming up for round 6, and at this point I kind of realized that I needed a little bit more speed. I had good speed already with Charizard after Dragon Dance, and then of course Alolan Ninetales, but I wanted something just a little bit faster, and in the PGL right now I have a certain mon. It's our only fastest mon. It's the fastest mon on our team, and I think this mon might be our fastest mon on our team as well. Let me think. Yeah, I think it is as well. But the version I have in PGL is not the one I wanted because PGL was NU and below. This mon I think is a little bit higher. I think it's like UU. But still, all in all, this is the mon I've always wanted to use. It's such a powerful mon. Gives us access to rocks now. A priority. Again, very wonderful ability. And all in all, just a fun mon to use, and something that I personally love. One of my favorite Generation 7 mons is going to be Lycanroc Dusk, is what we picked up in round 6, you guys. Lycanroc Dusk is so fun, and look at it. Astrius, the first male of the group, because Rotom Scrub-a-Dub is genderless. Astrius is going to be joining us this season, and I think it's like base 110 speed, has access to Tough Claws, so we can actually run Drill Run over Earthquake, which is super nice because it actually does more damage. Swords Dance, Cell Rock, like seriously, this thing is so powerful that it's just something really fast that we needed, and having that priority with a Cell Rock really helps because a lot of teams surprisingly can be weak to rock type attacks if you're not careful, and so having that priority move in a rock type really helps. So Astrius, our shiny Lycanroc Dusk, is here to put in the work with its beautiful mane. And yeah, I'm just super happy. I'm liking this team so much so far. But now after getting the Snorlax, after getting the Lycanroc Dusk, getting a little bit more of a fighting weakness, you know, not something I really want to continue having. And I also realized, like, yeah, while I do have my Defoggers, I definitely need a Rapid Spinner. I need a powerful Rapid Spinner, and I kind of hit 2 birds with 1 stone, if not 3 birds, if not 4 birds with 1 stone. I got so many, like, you know how you have that checklist of things you need? I got like 4 or 5 things coming off the list right now with this next pick, and I was so safe to pick Lycanroc beforehand and wait on this mon because Trig already had a Ghost type. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Davy Jones, the Dhelmise, to the Salt Lake City Swampers, and ooh, it felt so good to have Dhelmise on the team. Shout out to Blazing Squid for ruining LDL Season 5 playoffs for me because of this mon right here. But no, Dhelmise is such a bulky wool, and it also carries a very fat attack stat. Like I said, access to Rapid Spin. It's a Ghost type, so we Spin Block. Because it's a Ghost type, we have a fighting immunity, and on top of that, we finally finish off our Fire Water Grass Core, and it is a very powerful Fire Water Grass Core, if you ask me. We get access to things like Knockoff, Power Whip. We can also Anchor Shot, and like seriously, this is such a fun mon to use. I cannot wait to use Davy Jones. It's definitely going to be shiny. I love the red on this thing. And in fact, I actually just hatched a shiny one of it not too long ago, so out of an egg, but through Masuda method. So I absolutely fell in love with this shiny, and Davy Jones the Dhelmise is such a fun mon to have on our team. But now moving on, once again, we're heading into round 8. I realized I needed a tier 4 mon. There's a lot of different things I could have chosen, and all in all, when it came down to it, I was really hoping this mon wasn't going to be sniped, and if it did, I had a lot of backups. Believe me, I had so many backups for this typing. But for this mon in particular, it's put in so much work for me in the past, and it's putting in work for me right now in the PGL, that when I saw it, I honestly couldn't pass it up. I honestly feel this mon is probably a mon I've used better than any other mon I have in the past, and to see it just sitting there here in round 7, near a little bit over halfway through the draft, there was no way I couldn't pick it up. I was having fun with the draft, like I said, it didn't go in with the plan, but once I saw this mon, I knew I had to pick it up once again. I have it in 2 leagues now, so please welcome Jelly Rose the Hariyama to the Salt Lake City Swampers for LDL Season 7. I had it back in Season 1, I have it in PGL now, and I have it in LDL Season 7. I love Hariyama, you guys. Like, seriously, this thing is such a good mod. It gives us another Bullet Punch priority, gives us Fake Out, having a Guts user, another Thick Fat user. Seriously, this thing is so powerful. So many different fun steps. I can run it in Trick Room. I can run it with Belly Drum, which if you guys haven't seen that PGL video, definitely go check that out. When I with my Belly Drum Hariyama set, that was so lit. But no, Jelly Rolls is just amazing. I love the fact that that there is this mon that I honestly just love using just because it's there. And alongside everything else with its bulk, while it doesn't have the best HP, its defenses are sky high, and we can definitely use that to our advantage. And now, having a Guts mon on our team, if we do decide to bring it, will really hinder opponents for wanting to go for that Skull Burn, because I can easily switch in Hariyama to eat up that burn. So stuff like, pardon me, like the Rotom Wash or things like Scizor, I can easily switch into Hariyama, get the burn, and then turn around and start hitting everything super hard. And also, I think it also gets like Sheer Force or something like that. So Jelly Rolls hasn't let me down in the past. I know it's not going to let me down, especially on this team here. Heading heading into round 9 now, you guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and drop into tier 5 finally, because I realized that with some of my mons, I do have a few slower mons. I really do. And so I really wanted to be able to prioritize on that, being able to prioritize on that with a Trick Room setter. And so, looking through things, I'm looking through the types I don't have, and I find this mon, and it's a mon I have never used before. It's a very, very tricky mon to use. But all in all, I felt like it fit the team wonderfully. It'll really benefit things like our Snorlax, our Hariyama, even our Dhelmise, because Dhelmise isn't even the fastest. And this thing as well works wonderfully in Trick Room, works wonderfully outside of Trick Room, and so hopefully we will be able to make the best use of it. Like I said, it's a brand new mon I've never drafted before, but please welcome Ursula the Malamar to the squad. Like I said, dropping into tier 5, we now have a Psychic and a Dark type mon. But the main thing that this thing loves to do is Superpower Contrary. Does get access to Trick Room. Get this thing onto Trick Room or Scarf this thing with that Superpower. I'm breaking through so many different mons. And if I don't choose to be choiced into something, well, I can fire off some sort of dark move like Knockoff into your grass. I love having a Knockoff user, as always. There is that ×4 weakness to Bug type, unfortunately, but I feel like with the mons that we do have around, we really don't have to worry about it that much. But still, Malamar can be pretty frail, but at the same time, we can make it bulky enough to work under Trick Room. We can make it slow enough to work in Trick Room, so I'm really looking forward to using Ursula. I feel like it just fits the team really, really well. It's not something I would bring every week. However, it's definitely a mon that people really have to look out for because I do have that contrary boost with Superpower. So now heading into round 10. Coming into round 10, a lot of people had their Z Crystals. I still don't have a Z Crystal. However, I know I could sleep on my Z Crystal for one more round because Trig already had his Z Crystal. So I knew I was safe there, and so it's like I'm looking through the rest of my points of what I want to get, and I see this mon. It's like, we still don't have a ground type, surprisingly. I don't know how I didn't have a ground type, and looking through this, the reason I honestly waited on this mon even on top of my Z Crystal is because a lot of teams, except for besides one other team, had a ground type. Everyone else had a ground type on their team. Let me say this. Everyone else had a ground type. Yet this mon, this Pokemon right here, lasted all the way until round 10 to me. The end of round 10. This is just like the Hariyama situation with PGL, you guys. The fact this mon fell to me and I still have the points necessary to draft this SOB it's mind-boggling. It honestly is. I cannot believe this mon fell to me. I'm going to go ahead and introduce him now. Ladies and gentlemen, our ground type is going to be Charlemagne the Nidoking. Like, why? How? Tell me how I was able to draft Nidoking in the 10th round. After 16 teams drafted so many other ground types, Nidoking is here in round 10 for me. That's just wild. It honestly is so wild. Nidoking fits the team so perfectly. I get access to now Stealth Rocks and Toxic Spikes. I have a Toxic Spikes Absorber, I should say. I can run Physical or Special. Sheer Force Life Orb is such a powerful set. I can run this thing Scarf. I can run this thing Specs. I can run this thing Banded. I can do whatever I want to with Nidoking. Such a wide move pool, and this thing is just going to be putting on the hurt. And behind Veil, I don't even need to run this thing bulky. I can just run this thing max speed if I want, and we can go in and eat up hits all day. Regardless of my typing. Nidoking, I've been wanting to draft for so long. I had Nidoqueen in the past because I got sniped. But round 10, 16 teams, over 160 mons, and Nidoking is on our team. Charlemagne, with his royal blue, because he's the king, he's Charlemagne, is on the team, baby. Holy cow. Like, seriously, this was like the most hype pick I had the whole entire draft. By far. By far. Going on now, I don't know how I can follow that. I do not know how I can follow that up. But after that, Charlemagne came and went. Now it's time to draft our Z Crystal. This Z Crystal was very, very powerful combo. I'm really copying Prez on this one, but it's so good to go ahead and pick it up. I went ahead and picked up the Waterium Z, specifically for that run and wash. Getting off a Hydro Vortex off a Hydro Pump is so powerful, you guys. And this kind of works to our benefit more than just that, because surprisingly, Scizor, Ninetales, Snorlax, Hariyama, Malamar, Delmise, Nidoking, Rotom Wash, and even our final Mon. 9 out of our 11 picks. I think Lycanroc Dusk is the only one, and then Charizard, because he's Omega, are the only Mons that can't learn Rain Dance. Z Rain Dance giving us a boost +1 automatically, and then with Nidoking being able to learn Surf, Snorlax being able to learn Surf, that's powerful. I can honestly slap the Z Crystal on so many different things. Waterium Z is looking very powerful for our team, especially with Scrub-a-Dub. And thank you, Prez, for abusing it last season, so now I can abuse it. But from that, you guys, heading into the final round, I have the second to last pick, and I looked through everything, and I realized for the first time, I actually have all the types on my team. Disregarding flying because Charizard works as a flying type before it becomes a dragon type, but I personally don't need it. I really didn't want a flying type. There was not a lot of good flying types I could have gotten in the tier 5, which is what I had left for my points. And so I was like, well, let me just get something fun. Let me get something that I honestly could like have some fun with. It could go with the Waterium Z, some good abilities to help around. And I saw this Mon. It's like it adds another speed tier to my team. In fact, this Mon is the fastest Mon on our team. And so I'm like, oh, why not? It's a fun Mon. It definitely has some cool abilities. Let's go ahead and draft it. So I went ahead and I actually drafted Zebstrika. Stripes the Zebstrika is here, you guys. Very interesting Mon for me to draft, rounding everything off. Like I said, I had all the other types, so I had to go for a dupe typing. Zebstrika looks like a lot of fun. Let me just pull this up really quick so I can just kind of tell you. Once again, like I said, it gets access to Rain Dance, which is super nice. Has 3 pretty awesome abilities. We get Lightning Rod and Motor Drive. So Lightning Rod just giving us full immunity, and then boosts special attack by 1 stage. We then have Motor Drive, which boosts our speed by 1 stage when hit by an electric type move. And then we have Sap Sipper, which boosts our attack by 1 stage. So we have the chance to get powered up in special attack, and speed, depending on the ability that we have. If we really wanted to run a special attacking set, this thing gives access to Overheat. And then if we want to run that Waterium Z Rain Dance set with that +1 already, we could get access to Thunder and just start firing off Thunders left and right. It's just something really cool to use. And so it's another fast electric type. It's a fast electric type that I've always wanted to draft. It's base 116 speed, so it's definitely the fastest Mon. Definitely a different speed tier as well, getting just 1 point over those base 115s, which is super nice. But then again, even though it's only base 80 special attack, it has base 100 attack, and like seriously, this thing actually gets some really fun moves. So I'm not gonna lie when I say at first I was a little bit hesitant to use it, but the more and more I'm looking at it, it looks to be like a very fun Mon to use. And so that is going to be our team, you guys. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. Oh, I didn't add it in. Hold on. Let me add this in here. I might disappear really quick. Hold on. Let me go ahead and add this in here. So yeah, so looking at the overview of things, you guys. We see all of our stats here. We have decent HP stat. Our physical attack stat is off the charts. Off the charts with 105. Our defenses are at a good base 82. Same as our special defense. We have very balanced defenses. Special attack isn't that high, but then again, I'm not too worried about it. And our speed is all over the place, and that is for good measure, just because we need those different speed stats to really mess with people. So We have base 65, we have 109, 110, we have base 100 flat, we have base 50, 73, 86, 40, 85, 116. We don't have anyone around the base 90 area, so which could be problematic, but at the same time, a lot of people have to prepare for these different speed tiers, especially if Trick Room is involved with Malamar. So we could definitely use this team to our advantage. It's honestly, I think, one of the most balanced teams that we've ever drafted. I started with the original idea of just wanting Mega Charizard X, Starmie, and Alolan Ninetales, and the fact I got this team out of it, I see a very fantastic season for us ahead. A very fantastic season. It's a 15-week season. It's a 15-week season. It's going to be long. I think for our first opponent, let me see. Our first opponent is going to be versus Alejandro. So Alejandro and the Lakewood Trevenants is going to be our first opponent to break in our team. And let me tell you guys, I usually get nervous with everything, but this season, I'm honestly excited. I'm going to try my best to win. I've gone to playoffs every single season since the beginning of LDL. Who knows what could happen during the 15 weeks, but I know I'm going to give you guys the best content I can for the LDL, for the Salt Lake City Swamperts, and that's all there is to it. Let me know down below what you guys think about the team here. What do you think about the choices I made? Do you think I could have probably drafted something a little bit better? What do you think about our Z Crystal? Where do you see the Salt Lake City Swamperts ranking this season? Like our final record, but before playoffs, if we make it or not, what will be our final record this season, you guys? Definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you're new here, subscribe. I make Pokemon content like this all the time. Definitely leave a like for the video, but I'm going to get up out of here. I got to go ahead and make a second draft recap for another draft team I just have. So definitely be looking forward to that, you guys. My name is Thumbbrother 2, and I'm out of here.